Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Case file number 1474, written by PTabs226, The Ring in Real Life. After a night of drinking in college, some friends and I went to a friend's house and watched The Ring on DVD. A week later, at the same time, I stumbled back into my dorm and my TV turned on. I didn't turn it on. It turned on by its mother-freaking self. It takes a second for the TV to turn on because it was an older tube TV. I was in the kitchen when I heard the music, and then the picture flashed on. It was the very beginning of the death video, the still of the ladder. A brick fell out of my pants as I ran to grab the remote to turn the TV off. I grabbed the remote and realized the remote had no batteries. Damn! Well, I wasn't going to walk to the TV and turn it off, so I just watched the video. The movie was new enough that it would not have been on TV yet, and I was in campus housing, so we didn't have any premium HBO type channels. With no other option, I watched the entire video, creepy girl and all. It turned out our campus TV station, which would show movies at night, decided to play The Ring. It was just by chance that I walked in at the exact right spot. As for my TV turning on by itself, the TV would turn on whenever I walked into a room and most of the time when someone else walked in. This was one of the first times it turned on by itself, but not the last. It continued for 4 years and happened in 4 different houses and apartments. I still have no explanation for it. Case file 1474, The Ring in Real Life. The Ring is an excellent, creepy style movie as a teenager, but going back and watching it again, I don't know, I didn't get the same vibe. I don't know if anyone else has done that. I guess it applies for a lot of movies that you see as a teenager or as a child. You go back and rewatch it and it just doesn't hit the same way. Your mind's different, so it makes sense. You are not the same person you were back then. Specifically to this glitch, my guess is the human body, some electrical fields generated by it can affect electronics. If you want to call it our aura or our spirit, our soul, whatever you want to call it. Some people, they simply pass by electronics and it messes with them. Streetlights, TVs, radios, cell phones, their mere presence produces an electrical charge in the air. Now, this range is limited, so it doesn't affect everything, in their entire city. It's almost like having an allergy and not even realizing it, and you keep eating the same foods. Well, you have to take steps to guard against this. I'm not sure exactly what you would do. Wrap yourself in tinfoil? Not to protect yourself, but to protect others. Case file number 1475, written by BanditSixActual. A dog, a full moon, and a shared bowl of popcorn. This happened around 1991. It's the middle of the night. I'm standing in my sister's living room, and it must be a full moon. Even though it's around 1 a.m. and the lights are off, I can see clearly. There's a mixing bowl with popcorn kernels in the bottom, on the floor, in front of the TV. There's also some rental VHS in a pile nearby. I hear a noise and turn around to see my sister's normally very friendly Labrador retriever, looking like Cujo, fangs bared, snarling. Suddenly, there's a bright flash of light, and I wake up like I hit the bed from a great height. I think to myself, that was a weird dream. Eventually, I fall back to sleep, and in the morning I call my sister, planning to tell her the story. But she preempts me by telling me about the weird thing that happened to them in the night. They woke up to the sound of the dog snarling at about 1 a.m. Her husband thought there was a prowler in the house, got a gun and went to fight the dog. She was standing in the living room snarling. He couldn't see anyone, so he flipped on the light. No one was there. The dog instantly stopped snarling and walked to her bed like nothing had happened. He checked the property and went back to bed. We talked a bit and I found out they watched some rental movies. Of course we had popcorn. Why? My sister is a little woo-woo at the times, so I decided not to tell her about my night. She lived about 450 miles away, by the way. Case notes are file 1475. A dog, a full moon, and a shared bowl of popcorn. I think this is as simple as kind of spiritual walking, spiritual astral projection while dreaming. You access your sister's life, even if it was more jumbled and interpreted by your brain, and then you saw it in your dreamlike state. You never physically went there, of course, but you didn't have to. And to my knowledge, this isn't even really outside the realm of normality. Even the CIA, has conducted tests to verify that remote viewing is a thing. And if remote viewing is a thing, well, how could that be? I mean, you would have to be using your soul to say in the physical realm, your body's still there, but your soul is miles away. 450 in this case. Case file number 1476, written by Axel Flask 777, The Impossibly Silent Store. I was running late for work this morning. My wife was tending to our 1-year-old who is sick with a cold. She asked if I could stop at the Walgreens down the street to get him some cough medicine. I was in a huge rush, but didn't want him to go without it, so I headed over there as quickly as I could. My wife and I were on the phone as I was driving and pulling into the parking lot. Street was busy and packed with cars. As I was walking up to the store, I noticed a woman putting her screaming child into her car. Wife was reminding me which medicine to buy. I checked my phone for the time. That's when it got weird. The second I walked into the store, my phone turned off and the call dropped. The sliding door closed behind me and the entire store was empty. The lighting was different from what I was used to, fluorescent and cold. There was no one at the front and no one in any of the aisles I could see. I turned around to look outside and there were no cars in the street, not even the woman who was just there 5 seconds ago. I actually said, "Hello?" twice loudly, feeling like this was some sort of horror movie I was in. The entire store was silent, and I went to grab my phone again to film this in case no one believed me. Of course, it won't turn on. I turned the corner down a random aisle, and just like that, there's people there. The lighting is different now and warmer. There was even music now. I turned to look at the front, and there is a customer mid-transaction with a checker. My phone starts working again, and my wife is calling me. She tells me it just went silent, and said the call failed. I stood there for a minute and realized there was nothing I could do. I bought the medicine and went on with my day. I don't know if this was a glitch in the Matrix, coincidental timing, or some weird parallel universe type stuff. All I know is that it was strange as hell, and I didn't really know who to tell this to. Case also file 1476, The Impossibly Silent Store. This I'll call the limbo scene, where you are trapped in a universe that is a facsimile. Like in the Matrix, where to load up things that are necessary, like an armory or a training program fighting against Morpheus, you're creating a fake world, if you will. And there's no other people there, or probably no one else. Maybe a couple handful that are in transition as well, but that's just hypothesis. It might just be created individually for each person making a long transition between universes. So you're stuck in limbo. Everything there is real in a physical sense, but it's a facsimile. It's not real in the same sense that it's only real in the effect that it can have an impact on other human beings, other sentient beings with souls. And so in that respect, it's not real. Also, I wonder, if a soul transition happens, can this create an electronic interference? My guess is yes, and that could explain why the phone was all jumbled out, even on the other end in the new universe. It was being prepared to receive a new soul. And now time for the poem of the day. In the tapestry of love, a complex design, a dance of hearts, a rhythm so fine. Yet difficulties arise, like storms above, testing the strength of this thing called love. In the garden of passion, blooms desire, but thorns of doubt can fuel love's fire. Communication falters, like a broken dove, navigating the maze, the challenge of love. Misunderstandings, like shadows, creep. Silent whispers, secrets to keep. Emotions entangled like hands in a glove. Oh, the intricate puzzle, the struggle of love. Trust, a fragile bridge, spans the divide. A delicate balance on which we stride. Mistakes like thunder echo from above. A turbulent journey, the battlefield of love. Time, a healer, yet a relentless thief. Stealing moments, causing joy and grief. Patience, a virtue, a gift from above. An elusive virtue in the tempest of love. Yet through the tempest, stars still gleam, a testament to love's resilient dream. For in the heart's embrace we find a trove, a treasure worth the difficulties of love. So let us navigate the intricacies of the sea, with open hearts and empathy. For in overcoming trials we rise above, a testament to the enduring power of love. And what about you? Do you have someone in your life that you love? Even if it isn't romantic, a good close friend, or even your parents, anyone. A life without love is no life at all.